Hey, I'm Mike Davidson with the Long Range Pursuit. We're hunting back in Idaho at the Snake River country with Heaven's Gate Outfitters. This is actually episode 2 of our mule deer hunt there. I just shot a pretty good buck. We're gonna hunt hard and see if we can't get Aaron a nice buck too. Well, we're up here hunting mule deer, Idaho. Wes has been guiding us the last couple days. So far, so good, huh?
Yeah, not bad.
One good one down this morning. Looking for one for air now. We're up on top of this tallest hill. It's got a radio tower on it. And we're kind of fighting the fog and the snow, but it's a little clearer right now. We can get some glassing in. We're going to go step around the corner here and glass this space.
Yeah, this is pretty cool country. I've got a good friend that likes to hunt this Snake River country out of a jet boat, and you just cruise up and down the river and you glass up on the faces. But after looking at how steep this stuff is, boy, you see a big old buck up there. That'd cause you a heck of a lot of walking just to get to. We've got Oregon on one side and Idaho on the other. We're hunting Idaho, so we gotta keep our eyes from straying where we can't hunt. That little buck running down there. Is he going for them does?
Probably.
So we just got done making this big whole loop to check out this drainage right behind us, and we're gonna come out in the bottom of the saddle. Mike walked back to the truck, cut the trail down, and he's heading down there. He looks down here and sees a big old buck, nice buck like the one he took here, and he's finally rounded us back up. Man, he just ain't gonna make the cut there, bro.
A little weak back.
There's 3 over there.
Yep.
Yeah, we had a handful of does down here. Nice buck. We couldn't see the buckies bailed off the edge. We had 2 little bucks come together, fight with each other. The little one actually chased the bigger one of the 2 off. And then we watched long enough. Finally, those does started coming back around, and we seen that big buck come around the corner of that tree. He looked pretty good. He's got a nice frame on him, but he's just 3 on the back. So we're gonna pass and see if we can find one that's just a little bit bigger. We finally had the ceiling come up. We're gonna come up around the corner, do a little glassing on the top here while the weather's good. See if we can scare up another big buck.
Hey, I thought you told me that was a big buck.
Well, I didn't want to shoot one bigger than mine. Right?
Right.
The Gunwerks LR Series action starts out as a blank of 416 stainless steel. The bolt bore and raceway is roughed out with a broach to shorten machining time. The blank is fixtured in a CNC lathe to turn the outside surface. Other surfaces like the thread tenon and bolt bore will be machined concentric to this initial machined surface. The action is fixtured in a CNC milling machine to cut the magazine box, trigger, and rear tang surfaces. Coolant is flooded to remove chips and cool the cutting tool. Next, the action serial number and model number are engraved on the action. The action is removed from the fixture and burrs are removed by hand. The actions are packaged and shipped off-site for heat treatment. All critical dimensions are machined after the heat treat operation. The bolt bore and lug raceways are precisely machined using a wire EDM machine. Multiple units are fixtured, then immersed in a water bath. Electrical current passing through a brass wire allows machining to very close tolerance. Diameter and straightness are quality checked for each action. The overall process has been engineered to produce true and concentric surfaces that enhance the accuracy of the Gunwerks shooting system. The final machining operation cuts the lug abutments and threads. Then actions are finished in a vibratory tumbler with ceramic media. This action is ready for final assembly.
All right, we came in last night, made a run at these deer, and didn't have any luck. Got there just a little too late. So this morning what we're going to do, we're going to run in before light. We're about an hour and 20 minutes before light. We're going to try to hit that big knob. We're going to set up there and blast until we see those deer moving. I think it's a good plan. We got a real easy buck there for Mike, a big one, and we're having to work for this one, but that's all right. We don't mind doing a little hiking. It's going to work out good. I've got 2 does feeding out through that notch up here. I'm gonna go back and watch them. But if that buck comes out on that face, it's about 800 yards. I've got a spot that I can shoot from. I'll just whistle at you or something, let you know.
Okay.
Man, we're freezing trying to wait this deer out. We had another 2 or 3 deer come out and then go back. One's a little spike buck. We're gonna go ahead and push in there and see if we can come up on him. That's what the duct tape's for.
Okay, Aaron, out of the 3 rocks, it's the smaller one on the right. Okay, let me get you a range. 730 yards. Let's see. Small rock on the right. Let's see, give me 3 minutes of wind. 3 minutes of wind. Three and a half. Give me 3.5 minutes. 730 yards. Yeah, nice shot. Hey, the number one reason why a long-range shooter wants a spotter is because most of the time the recoil stops the shooter from seeing these bullets impact. The spotter can also help us make precise shots out in the field by reporting a few bits of information before and after the shot. A lot of times the shooter's so focused in on that animal that he's not really paying attention to if that shot presentation is the animal moving, is he completely broadside. So it's up to the spotter to be able to determine if it's a good time to take that shot or not. Is the animal completely broadside, or is he slightly quartering, which would narrow your target just a little bit. So the spotter is very important as far as calling the shot. Is it the right time to take the shot, or should we wait just a little bit? The spotter should get the range and the wind dope while the shooter prepares to fire. Now, most of the shots, there's just a brief window there where the shooter is going to be able to shoot. And if he's busy trying to get a range or his wind dope, he could miss his opportunity. You know, the wind's always fluctuating and changing, and so the spotter can, in real time, monitor the environmental conditions here, report that back to the shooter so he can make the right corrections. Hey, finally, and probably most importantly, the spotter can observe the shot and confirm it, whether you're high or low, hit or miss. You know, that high shoulder shot that we like to take, there's a potential to miss over the top of that animal. The spotter can call that shot, hey, you're a minute of angle high. The shooter can make a correction and make a follow-up shot if needed. Hey, if you're spotting, make sure you take an active role in assisting that shooter for success. And be really precise in your calls for correction. Hey, I'm Mike Davidson with Gunwerks. Join us again next week for more long-range shooting tips right here on the Long Range Pursuit. Let's see if she can hit that again. Ha 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 ha.
Mike's got 2 on the hillside right here at about 1,094. I think our shoot 2 range is 1,085. While he was getting the scope set up, he threw the glass across that hillside and he caught a bigger buck coming right across a closer face. I think what we're going to do is circle around this point and it'll drop us closer so we can get a better look at this buck. It'll also open up this hillside, see if we can get a shot at this bigger buck. Well, we finally got down here to a spot where I could shoot from. A little flat spot I could get the bipod out. And we thought we were on them, maybe 500-600 yard shot. And they just dropped right over the edge of the willows and we were waiting for them to come out. And the fog rolled in. We didn't think it could get any worse today. And that fog's really screwing us up here. We're just gonna have to circle around and drop in real low and hope we can dig them out of those willows. Might be a closer shot. But I guess if we can't see them, they can't see us. Because we're interested in wringing the utmost performance out of our cartridges for long range, we use high BC VLD bullets. VLD stands for very low drag. Generally this is a secant ogive, so a secant ogive on the nose, and those bullets like to shoot close to or touching the lands. So you find your accuracy close to or touching the lands. For a hunting gun, we don't want to touch the lands or jam into the lands because sooner or later you're going to close your bolt, you're going to open it because you didn't get the shot opportunity, the case and the bullet come apart, you got powder everywhere, it could ruin your hunt. What we're looking for is a maximum overall length that is 15 to 25 thousandths away from touching your lands. That's the best optimum performance for a hunting gun. So what we need to determine is how long our chamber is, and that is our lands to the face of our bolt. Now there's several different tools that we can use to do that. When I started reloading, I used a Sharpie and I'd color the tips of my bullets and just make them longer and longer and longer until I could see that the lands were touching on the bullet. And then I just back it off until it was clear. That's kind of crude, but it worked. The next tool that I got is from Hornaday, and they make this overall length gauge kit, and it works really well. Basically, you have a case that's threaded, so it can thread onto the tool, and the case fits into your chamber, and you just use this little stem to push the bullet out until it touches or doesn't touch the lands. And once you've got it so it's touching and it's hard, you tighten that up and then you just measure the overall length. Now, a limitation here is I like to use a case that's fired in the chamber of my gun. That way your head space and everything is controlled and you don't have an issue where the case not fitting properly gives you a false reading on your overall length. You end up with a whole case of cartridges to try to accommodate your different reloading instances. It's a good tool. The tool I'm going to show you today is a Frankfurt Arsenal cartridge overall length gauge. I kind of like this thing. It's just a few pieces. It's very affordable, and it doesn't require any special tooling to do any cartridge, any bullet, any gauge. Basically, we're going to use a cleaning rod and a few clamps and a caliper to measure our overall length. There's a little device that we're going to screw into the end of our cleaning rod, and this is going to allow us to go all the way into our chamber and touch the bolt face and then touch the front of the bullet without worrying about a hole there. I'm going to put my bolt in, and if you've got your bolt in and it's cocked, that firing pin's going to be pulled back out of the face of your bolt. So I'll just slide this all the way until it touches. There, it's touching my bolt face. And then we'll just take this clamp I'm just going to tighten that up flush against the end of the muzzle. Okay, we'll pull the bolt out. Now you're going to need a little tool, and we're just going to push the bullet that we're going to use up into the chamber. Just use this little tool. Okay, now I'm pushing that up into the chamber. It's touching the lens. It's at its maximum overall length. Then we'll just bring this tool in to where it touches right there. See? And then all we have to do is put this little deal. Okay, once I've got these two stops set up, I'm just going to measure center line to center line. I got 2.856. Now that's my maximum cartridge overall length gauge. You ever see COAL? That stands for cartridge overall length. What I'm going to do is adjust the seating stem on my die so that my overall length is 20 thousandths less than that number. And that's going to be your recommended starting point for the best long-range ammunition you can make. I'm Aaron Davidson. Join us for more do-it-yourself shooting tips here at the Long Range Pursuit.
When a bullet impacts a vital target, it is no longer stabilized by spinning. The target medium is much more dense than air and would require an impossible increase in spin rate to maintain point-forward flight. Fortunately, bullets are designed to mushroom on impact. The new shape of the bullet causes high-velocity displacement of tissue and wound cavities larger than bullet diameter. The forces on the front of the bullet maintain a balance for straight-line penetration called shoulder stabilization. Additional stabilization is added by the balancing of forces caused by tissue moving past the body of the bullet. The initial shape of the bullet is dependent on bullet design and impact velocity, two very important factors in terminal performance.
Got him, bro? Yeah. See where he's at? Okay. What are we going to have for range? Oh, this is uncomfortable.
To 470.
All right, I'm ready. I'm steady. That bag's into there tight. Everybody on him? Here we go.
Good shot. Good shot. There he goes. He's down.
Oh, man, what an uncomfortable shooting position.
Oh. Oh man, what a lot of hard work.
Well, we had him right there at 450.
Way to go.
We moved down in here to set up on him. That fog lifted just a little bit, and gave us some clear. I set up on the glass right here. I couldn't see nothing. I was pretty much giving up. I seen a doe on top. Mike, he slipped around the corner. I thought he was going for the road. He gave up, but he comes back. Hey, I got that buck. I got that buck. Be careful going down, bro. I can't wait to get over there. It ain't worth busting your butt getting there.
Oh yeah, he's all right. That's a good buck.
It's got good forks on him. He hooks right around. Blades in just a little there.
Got pretty good mass on it. Hold him up for me.
Oh yeah.
You got it.
Sweet. What's your guess on width still there?
24.
24 still?
Yeah.
Pretty good. That's a pretty good last day buck, I think, huh?
Good job,
25.
bud. Good job.
I like this area. 2 deer, 1 trip. We'll do this next year. What do you think, bro?
I'm up for it.
We're on.
Hey, we had another great hunt here at Heaven's Gate Outfitters. This Snake River country is awesome. There's some great mule deer here. And just like always, I end up shooting a bigger buck than there. That's usually the case. If you want to get up with Heaven's Gate Outfitters and book a hunt with them, go to their website. They'll have their contact information there. Join us again next week for another great episode right here on Long Range Pursuit.